with all of these things, all these insecurities is leading to worse mental health
Correct.
issues. A lot of people who are dealing
Right.
with these financial issues, and just in general, when people are dealing with financial issues, it reflects in like their mental health. Really,
You're right. You're right. Exactly.
Yeah, notice a decline. Even in some places, I'm sure personally, everyone can relate to this. When you see your bank account or near zero
Oh,
or in the
yes. Oh,
minuses,
right. Yeah.
palpitations when you see that letter from the bank coming in through the door, you're like, oh God, I don't even want to open this. Like, damn.
Right. Yeah. Oh man, it's
Yeah.
well, we live in a society where having finance gives you freedom.
Exactly.
It gives you options.
Yeah.
And no one likes to feel trapped.
Yeah.
It feels quite claustrophobic, doesn't it?
Yeah, it limits a lot of things that you can do. Like it actually does limit your freedom in many ways. And yeah.
Yeah.
And how do you get out of that?
Exactly.
In this cost of living crisis, when the only real solutions in terms of like what we can do. I've seen a lot of conservatives in the news recently online when people ask, oh, so how do we get out of this? What can we do to stop this? And this very common theme seems to be to just work harder or to take on a second job,
Right.
which seems to have. I mean, as I said before, a lot of productivity is already increasing, so we're already working harder. That's the first point. Secondly, we are human beings, and having a decent work-life balance is super important as well.
Right.
So if we're
Right.
if we're working all of these jobs, or if we're working for, let's say, 8 hours a day, 9 to 5, and then we still can't make ends meet.
Yes.
Next thing we need to do
Yeah.
is either take on more hours, which means we're going to be finishing at 6, 7. By the time you're finished, probably very physically, mentally exhausted. But guess what? You may not, even in that sense, still may not be able to make ends meet. So you may have to pick up a few extra hours here and there, do some gig work, ride a bike for a couple of hours, deliver food around or stuff like that. Deliver things around.
Yes.
And then there you go. That's your whole day gone. After work, you don't have any time to relax or to unwind.
Yes.
And let's say you don't do that, and you decide to take on a second job or a job on the weekend. There you go. Your weekend's gone. So we're supposed to live in this free society, this democracy,
Exactly,
the
right.
pinnacle of human civilization, and yet here we are not having any free time to ourselves because we can't afford to live in London.